Hello, everybody. Hello. Happy Wednesday. I keep thinking today is Thursday. You know what? Today's a weird day. I keep thinking it's the wrong day because, like, yesterday was Valentine's Day, which, by the way, happy
Mhm.
Valentine's Day, everyone.
Yeah, today's
Um,
Valentine's Day, but happy one too.
um, because we
Happy
went
hump
out,
day after hump day.
right? Like, so Lucas and I at least went out yesterday, so it doesn't feel like today's a Wednesday because I'm like, but I was out yesterday.
Doesn't make it like a Monday because I was at a restaurant and now I'm back to work. That's usually how it works, right?
Right. I don't know why it's throwing me off, but it's just throwing me off, you know? You know?
Well, get your head back in the game.
I am.
Serious stuff, man. Serious
I
stuff
am,
going on.
Doug. We have very serious things to discuss.
Very serious
Doug.
questions.
The people have questions. That's why we have a level 2 hype train. Thank you, everybody.
Chugga, 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 chugga. There
Chaplain's like, I'm serious.
you go. This is my game face.
Well, let's get to the rules so we can start answering some of these. Everything okay, Doug?
Man, I guess he shut. Man, okay. I was seeing if you could see it. You can't. He just started doing this thing on his neck, and just all this fur was like going like this. I'm like, fuck, you're shedding. Okay, wow. Sorry, it didn't show up on the camera, but like from my point of view, it's just like,
Okay,
it's like Edward Scissorhands carving something. Sorry.
I do have to say, though, you stopped yourself in the middle of saying the word shedding, and it sounded like for a second he may have been shitting himself.
It was going everywhere, just all over the place.
It's everywhere, guys.
It's in my raccoon wound.
Anyway, wow, we are just amazingly distracted today. We're gonna get to the rules here. First and foremost, we give priority to bit messages since that is some real world money spent. If we have time towards the end of stream, we will look at highlighted messages, but don't highlight them now because I can't scroll up and see it due to the way the chat works. Also, highlighting a message does not guarantee that we are going to see it or read it. Please keep your messages short and to the point. The longer it is, the more I have to read it. I have to read it faster, and we're just going to lose the point. So shorter, better, amazing. No spoilers, please. Not everyone has had a chance to see things like the Bad Batch, or I know is Quantumania out in Europe? It's out in some places, isn't it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Someone in my Discord was saying that they had seen it, so yeah. Please make sure that no one else has asked the question. Sometimes we just hate if you're like the fourth person who has asked Doug, how did he feel about the Flash trailer? And then we just gotta kind of give you the scraps of that. So maybe just make sure that someone else hasn't answered that question or asked that question already.
Or answered it for that matter. Doug hates it. Like, did he answer that? No, I just know.
I just know. I feel like I'm missing things. Oh, please don't repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to be consistent about it. That kind of applies for the bit messages as well. We do have a list, but we do sometimes get behind. Just be patient. We can sometimes get up to like 45 minutes to an hour behind. We do have a list. We will get to it. It is very rare that we actually miss one of the bit messages. I said no spoilers. I said no paragraphs. I think.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think we got it. Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Cool. Awesome. Amazing. Then let's get to it. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug, Thura, and Heather. How you folks doing tonight?
Good. Thank you so much.
Pretty good. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which DC movie villain do you prefer? Terrence Stamp as Zod or Jack Nicholson as Joker?
I gotta go with Stamp as Zod. Nicholson's Joker is great, but there's so many Jokers, you know, kind of doing a similar thing, sometimes better and stuff. It's like there's no better Zod. It's Terrence Stamp.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. How far are you into Wolverine and the X-Men and thoughts so far?
Where am I? I think I'm like episode 5 or something like that. It's not bad, but it's I was saying I think they should have gotten a different team on it. I don't think they should have gotten the people who did X-Men Evolution because it just feels a little too familiar. Where Evolution felt really different. And my thought, if X-Men Evolution was like the Batman Beyond of the series, this is like the Batman of the series. Like it's
Okay.
not bad, but it's another show. You know what I mean? Like nothing stands out too much about it, but it's not bad. But again, I'm 5 episodes in. So it's a little harsh to judge so quickly. But yeah, it's just my thoughts right now. It's definitely not bad.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC for Booksmart, Blockers, or Good Boys?
I saw Good Boys. I like that one. Is Booksmart is that the two girls, I think? Yeah, I liked Booksmart. I don't think I could get too much out of it. And what was the middle one?
Blockers?
Oh, like the Cockwalker movie. Yeah. That's another one. I liked them all. I don't think I could add anything that new. I don't think they have enough of a following that people would be like, "Oh, let me see his thoughts on that." So probably not. I try to mix it up. I try to mix it up between something I really want to talk about and something that people will legit want to click on and watch.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC for Prometheus?
I've dabbled with the idea. Actually, I should write that down because I just realized I need another theme month. I dabbled with the idea of maybe doing like the Alien movies because I've done like 3 or 4 of them already. If you count Alien versus Predator movies. It is one of those things. It's like I like talking about them, and I can talk about the good ones and the bad ones and stuff like that. So if I do it, I'll do it like in that clump, if that makes sense.
Yeah. CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. Not sure how legit this is since I heard it from an anime YouTuber, but supposedly Cameron and Rodriguez did a blood oath stating that they will make Alita 2.
I hope so. I keep hearing rumors that they're gonna do it and that they're putting something together. Yeah, you know what? Since he made like all the fucking money in the world with Avatar 2, he can make it up to us by giving us an Alita 2. Okay? Like he's got the money. We know he does. And just let Rodriguez do whatever he wants and have a ball. That would be my way of water, okay, is Alita 2. I would be so crazy excited for that.
I think my favorite detail of that is that it's a blood oath that they took. That's my favorite detail of that. I mean, I would believe they talked about it, but I'm not sure I believe the blood oath.
I don't know. Rodriguez seems like, I don't know. He seems like a cool but kind of kooky guy. I could see him kind of doing that, but like, he would like slice his hand and Cameron's like, dude, I'm like 70. I'll prick my finger. There we go.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll ever review the first 3 Reeve Superman movies, or at least just the third one?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of thinking about that. That might actually be kind of a fun month too, like a Superman month. The more I think about it, because we'd have because we'd have the 3, because I already did 4. And I'm sure there's other like. There must be other Superman movies I haven't covered. Actually, how many are there the more I think about? Yeah, maybe that would be it. Maybe we can find like other Superman property, like maybe like the animated movies or something like that. I don't know. Pick something out. That's a fun idea.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for Air, the Michael Jordan/Nike biopic with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as Nike execs?
The only thing that concerns me about, because I think it's a cool idea, and I have heard the story about it, it's a cool story, and good people and everything. The trailer itself looks a little corny, and that concerns me a little bit.
I would agree with that.
But that could just be the trailer. I'm so afraid we're gonna get like a man on the moon, like, you're crazy, but you might be brilliant. No. I got an idea. You're mad. You're mad. Nobody believes in dreamers. Like that kind of movie. But if they do it kind of like Moneyball or something like that, like I think that'd be pretty fun. Because again, the story is pretty cool. It's cool seeing Damon and Affleck back together again. Affleck's directed good movies, so I'm down for seeing it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. If you thought turning Winnie the Pooh into a killer was weird, get this. The director of Blood and Honey wants to make a Peter Pan horror film with Tinkerbell as an obese drug addict.
It sounds strange. I was legit buying Peter Pan horror film but I was not expecting that angle. Um, well, because didn't I haven't seen the show, but Rob tells me all the time in the show Once Upon a Time, that's kind of what they do with Peter Pan. They kind of make it like a horror film. Uh, so I think that kind of writes itself. And I'm curious how that Blood and Honey movie's gonna be. My biggest concern is that it's gonna be boring.
Okay.
That's like the one thing I'm like, oh, I hope it's not that. Because it looks like fun. It looks like it has a good sense of humor and everything. But I mean, I feel like we've all seen these movies. They have like a cool idea, but it's just kind of dull. So I hope it's good. I hope this is like the start of like more weird things along this line.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, what was the cringiest moment you ever had during teaching? Cringiest moment. I had to ban the word cringy because I don't 100% understand sometimes how wow, words are hard today, guys. My students would overuse it, so I'm so used to
literally the cringiest moment is banning the word cringy.
No, that was not it. Like,
but by definition,
right? I mean, I'm trying to think. There's definitely some moments where I was like, "Oh my god, shit, no!" Oh, one time, an old student came back to visit, and his mom was the librarian. This will be an important part of the story later. His mom was the librarian, and he came in, and he was just, like, hanging out, and he's like, hey, he was just kind of chilling with us, and he started drawing something on the smartboard. Now, what he didn't know, and I didn't know at the time, is that when you draw on the smartboard still registers it, so even though I didn't have the projector on, it was still picking up what he was drawing. And so I turned it on for something, and we were met with 10 dicks. 10 penises.
That's just not a sentence I was expecting to hear today. And we were met with 10 dicks.
Just 10 penises that this kid had drawn all over the board that he didn't think were going to show up. But the minute I turned on the projector, that's all there were.
Oh my god.
And then he was like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. And I was like, you know what I have to do? I have to screen cap it because your mom's not going to believe that you did this, but I'm going to show her after school. So I screen capped it before I could erase it all.
Yeah, you screen cap to show the mom. Yeah, you're just like, okay, well, I got a picture to look at. These are very well drawn dicks. I have to say, he really, yeah, I hope he got an A in art class.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, just to show, by the way, if somebody saw me like picking on here, that was some of the fur here. I curled it up into one little ball there. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, just to show, I wasn't going nuts there. I took the fur, curled it, yeah, because it just looked like I went insane when Chaplin was having the fur fly everywhere. Anyway, sorry.
That's all right. Steffi Lynn, thank you for the 100 bits. Hiya, Doug and Heather. I mentioned last week when I used to be called Art Alchemist. Oh, good to know. Thank you. I love when people tell me those things. That I just got into Darkwing Duck, and I really love it. If you could create your own Darkwing Duck intro, I am the noun that verbs your other noun, what would it sound like?
I am the commercial that interrupts your Disney afternoon. I don't know.
All right, that works. That works. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC review?
I actually mentioned it in today's review. So yeah, it wasn't even intentional. Just I mentioned it and I was just like, yeah, why don't I review that? Enough time has passed. So yeah, that's the next one.
Okay, great. Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, would you agree that Titanic is the best disaster movie of the 90s, considering there were so many? Also, thoughts on Billy Zane's performance in Titanic?
I mean, his performance is great for what was asked of him, and he does a wonderful job. I always compare him to the villain from Stephen Lang from Avatar. It's not a good character, but for what was asked of him, he plays it phenomenal. My dad used to say, what do you think it's like to do a whole performance with one eyebrow up the whole time? He has that eyebrow up more than Spot.
That really got me.
Yeah, and you're supposed to hate him, and I remember the first time I saw it, when you see him at the end looking for Rose, just everyone in the audience went, ooh. And that was so great. I mean, he's a cartoon, but he plays that cartoon so well. So is it a good character? No, but if anyone's gonna play that part, aside from maybe Tim Curry, I think that's the guy to get.
Absolutely. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Follow up to my last question. Excuse me. Which movie villain do you like more? Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor or Jack Nicklaus as the Joker?
Nicholson, thank you so much.
Oh, I misread it. That was my bad. I misread it. I'm a dum-dum.
I guess personally, just Nicholson. I think Nicholson's more fun. He's more cool, and Lex, Hackman's great as Lex. It's kind of his own take on it, which I like too. But if you were to show me the two and say which one's closer to what these characters are, I'd probably say more Nicholson as a Joker, but they're both great.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Over the weekend, I saw The Fablemans. It was okay, but way too long and a bit pretentious.
That's my fear. Watching it, I haven't seen it yet. I do hear it's good. I haven't heard anyone dislike it yet. But I've heard some people say it's great, and other people say exactly what you said. Yeah, it's good. It's just very Spielbergy, But at the same time, it's essentially his life. So should it be? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll probably check it out whenever it comes to streaming.
Robin the Snob, thank you for the 100 bits. As someone with a brother, I really enjoyed the sibling bit from the Zathura review. It was very funny.
Oh, like the spitting in the phone, yeah.
I haven't watched the review yet, so I have no context. Just, spitting on the phone, yeah.
And the funny thing is, the first thing you would think, you'd probably be right about.
Okay.
I literally spit into the phone, he's on the other end, and it goes in his face.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, awesome. Thank you so much.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Last part of the which villain do you like more questions. Who do you prefer more? Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor or Michael Shannon as Zod?
Oh, Gene Hackman. And Michael Shannon's doing fine. He's given his all and stuff like that. It's just not a good character. But Hackman's Lex Luthor is a legit, fun, well-written character, even though it's not exactly 100% what Lex Luthor is. I still think he's more entertaining and better written.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for Paint, the Owen Wilson, Bob Ross movie?
So I got a real scare for a second because my wife tells me in the middle of the night, did you see Owen Wilson's playing Bob Ross in the Bob Ross story? I'm like, no, that's not a real story. That's fake. And then I saw the little trailer that I went, oh no. And I clicked on, and for the first minute, I'm like, they can't. Oh, they're not. Okay, this is like a parody. Gotcha. Yeah, as a fun little parody, I think it looks like fun. I like that you can't quite get what it's about yet. There's a little bit of a mystery to it. And I like that. So yeah, I don't know yet. I'm intrigued.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. On Sunday, I rewatched both Puss in Boots 2 and Into the Spider-Verse back to back, which got me thinking, which film is better in your opinion?
Man. I mean, I guess in terms of being influential, I probably have to say Spider-Verse, because I feel like without Spider-Verse, we wouldn't have half of what's in the second Puss in Boots. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because the style is so similar, but the storytelling really is different. One's a little bit more like a good, bad, ugly type movie mixed with fairy tales. Another is just a comic book movie and a multiverse expanded universe comic book movie, but it's also doing something a little different. I guess I would lean towards Spider-Verse, but it's close. Yeah, I don't know. Probably Spider-Verse.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Wes Anderson movie?
Fantastic Mr. Fox, honestly. That's the one that got me thinking, you know what, I should go back and rewatch all these movies, because it totally changed the way I look at them and the way they're structured and the way they're written, which sounds so silly, like a Roald Dahl kids movie, but the whole monologue about him doing it because he's a wild animal, that was just like so eye-opening to me about like what all his characters are like and what they're doing and the fighting of compulsion and nature and who they are. And that's just like all his movies. And I always liked his movies, but that really got me thinking twice about them. Before then, it was a Grand Budapest Hotel, for no other reason than just I really liked it. I just thought it was a good story and it was
Yeah.
funny and the characters were cool.
Cool. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. With the new Flash movie trailer coming out, I'm curious. Have you ever seen the Flash TV show? And if so, what are your thoughts?
You know, this is terrible. I'm gonna say no because I haven't seen the more recent one, I guess is how you put it, but I did see the original that came out in the was it early 90s, I think, or late 80s with Mark Hamill as the villain. And that was something. That was definitely something. I do remember that, and it was so surreal. And it is one of those where you watch it and you're like, you can't believe what you're seeing. But yeah, I think that's part of the fun of it. Is just it's so mouth and lap campy, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't seen, like I said, the newer one, but everyone says it's really good.
I really like it. The first couple of seasons of The Flash on the CW is very good.
All those shows I hear are great. That
Arrow.
Arrow and Supergirl and stuff like that. I
Supergirl's
mean, I hear
good.
they're really good.
I haven't
I-
watched the oh my gosh, my brain just went dead. Chat, help. The group one. Why can't I think of
The
their
Infinite
names?
Multiverse thing. I know you're talking about. Oh, maybe I don't.
Why can't I think of their names? Legends of Tomorrow. The Legends of Tomorrow.
I hear
Jesus
that's
Christ.
good too.
Jesus. I heard it's good, but I haven't watched that one yet either, but
I hear all of them start off great, and then stuff gets muddled somewhere, which is interesting. A lot of shows often will start off like, yeah, it's okay, and then gets better and better. But like the CW superhero shows seem to start off great, and then stuff happens in the middle, but people come out still saying, yeah, it's good.
yeah. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Angie Tribeca?
Let me look that. Tribeca?
Yeah, Tribeca. Tribeca.
It is a sitcom that I don't think I've ever seen or heard of, for that matter. I have never even heard of this show. I'm so sorry.
Oh, really?
Apparently it has 4 seasons, so it must be doing something right.
Is this what I'm thinking of? Hold on one second.
It looks like a cop show.
Oh, then I don't know.
Oh, is that what's his name from Blackish? What the fuck's his name? Dion Sol? Is that what the Dion
I
Cole?
have no idea.
Like his name, but he's always played. There was another show with him on it. Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I hope that's him, or else I'm gonna look awful.
Doug!
Oh, Rashida Jones is in it? Yeah, it was Dion Cole. Okay. Oh, there's good people in this. Okay. I never heard of this show. All right, I will try and check it out.
All right. Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Sup, Doug and Heather. Oh no, this isn't the same question. In light of the Flash movie adapting Flashpoint for his film, seems like the studio's taking notes from the CW show. By that I mean how everything bad happening is technically all Barry's fault. I don't know if I ever took that away from the show. Well, I mean, yeah, Barry does make some really stupid choices.
I'm really curious if they're gonna do this is gonna be the start to like how they're gonna do the new universe, like the James Gunn universe.
They've already confirmed that. That's what they're doing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's very clever. That's a clever way to do it. And I think it's a good way of saying, no, these still exist. You can still, especially if they ever want to bring them back for something, they can totally do that. So yeah, I think that's a very smart way to do it.
Yeah, I do too. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, after you play some of the non-Disney games like God of War, Horizon, and Walking Dead, maybe you can also make NC editorials on those games. Not only are video games nostalgic, but they deserve just as much attention as movies and shows with your humor and insight.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll have to see. Again, it'd have to be if I could add something new to it. I mean, it's weird. It's like I'm very late to the whole Twitch, gaming thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just sure whatever my thoughts are on like God of War or something, people have not only said what I said, but have said it 10 times better than whatever I'm going to experience. So it'd have to be something where I know I have like a really unique take on it. So we'll see, which I mean, maybe I will, but I don't know. I'm very unoriginal, so we'll see.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. From what you remember of Kim Possible, who was your favorite character?
Trying to go through all the characters in that. I mean, I do like senior, and senior, junior. It's the duos. It's the two of them, and then I love Drax and Shigo. All the duos, all the pairings are really really great. Anytime they bicker, that's just always my favorite thing in any superhero anything is characters bickering. Like they look so cool and badass if things just went their way and one stupid thing goes wrong and they get in an argument. But that makes me laugh so hard.
Echo Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you watched the George Lopez sitcom from the 2000s? And if you have, what's your opinion?
Nah, sorry.
I haven't either, sorry. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, will you be my belated Valentine?
Oh my god, I thought you'd never ask. I was wearing red for Valentine's Day. Oh my god. This is all happening so fast. Okay. Just I'll have to think about it.
Okay, great. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, the National Treasure Season 1 just finished. I hope you check it out for Disney-cember this year. Would need your take on this because I got echo chamber vibes from time to time. I can't find the right words to explain my mixed feelings.
The only thing that concerned me, I felt bad because they did get me like an early screening of it as some of the episodes, and I was like, I'm sorry, I was like too busy or whatever. And I'm so thankful whenever they do that, especially for like a series, especially a Disney series. My one concern is that I don't know how well it can work without Nicolas Cage. So much of what made the movies fun was him, and it's not to say he was everything, but he's like most of it, you know what I mean? So, no, obviously I love Zeta Jones and stuff like that, but the story is so ridiculous that I feel like it has to have someone very similar to Cage in there, and I don't think it was. I think it's like, isn't it like following like someone's kids or something like that? So my thought would be that would affect it, but I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, so I will try to get around to seeing that and review it for Disney-cember.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. With the hoax of Maya Rudolph replacing the M&Ms as the mascots for their candy now over, which of the M&M characters is your favorite?
Trying to go through all the ones in my maybe Orange, just because he's kind of a spaz. I always like the ones that are just always freaked out something's gonna go wrong. I love Butters in South Park, or Twitch, or was it Twitch or Tweak? I can't remember his name, but in South Park, just the paranoid ones, they always crack me up.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, in case you didn't know, the final season of Owl House is only 3 44-minute specials. The first 2 are already out, and the finale is supposed to come out in April. It wasn't the creator's choice. They cut it because they thought it didn't fit the Disney brand.
I know there's something, because I saw it on YouTube, where it was like writers throwing shade at Disney, and you see like 2 of the characters flying towards somewhere, and they're saying something like, wait, we're going straight here? Why didn't we stop at this land and this land? And she was saying something like, look, if I had my way, we would take a lot more time exploring these lands, but this is the situation. We have to just go straight here, okay? And everyone was like, yeah, they're referring to the fact that it was chopped down and cut short and stuff like that. So just from that little snippet I saw, I kind of got the feeling they were wrapping it up under protest, you know what I mean? But at least they're getting a chance to wrap it up. So I'm still curious to check it out because a lot of people say it's very good.
Steffi Lynn, thank you for the 100 bits. Follow up to my Darkwing Duck comment. What did you think of the DuckTales episode from a few years ago where they had Darkwing Duck in their universe as an actual TV show? And with rumors of a real reboot, what would you like to see in it?
If they did a reboot, honestly, kind of what they were doing. I like the idea of doing kind of like a more modern, dark, gritty comic book take, sort of satirizing, comic book shows now and comic book movies now.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what they did. Fine. It's a little weird that they change it up because at first they have him as an actor, and then like characters from the show come out, so it's kind of an actor, but it's also like the show characters, which is a little weird. And then like they never reference what happened to Negaduck there and stuff like that. So for the most part, I like it. I wish they had like one clear plan and they were able to go all the way with it, but I liked it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you see that amazing Super Mario Bros. Commercial we got during the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I laughed pretty hard when they started doing the Super Show rap.
It was
Uh,
amazing.
it just so feels like something you would see in a local commercial. That's what's so great about it. And just the fact they didn't have to change any of the lyrics just made it so much funnier. Like, oh my God, they didn't have to change a thing. It totally sounds like a local plumber commercial, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm getting good vibes. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Just the fan service alone, I think, is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And if you haven't already, you should actually call the number.
I heard about that. Yeah,
You
don't they
should
have
call
like
the
different
number.
reactions? And isn't Charlie Day like on the other line or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's a recorded message. It's very nice. It's very fun. And the website is also hilarious.
Oh, okay. I gotta check that out.
I
Okay.
didn't text the number though, so I don't know about the texting.
Hmm.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, now that you've played through a bunch of the Kingdom Hearts games, which world was your favorite?
Which world, man? Trying to think. The Nightmare Before Christmas ones were pretty good. I have a soft spot for just the when you're flying around London in the Peter Pan one. I don't
Hmm.
know. That was around Big Ben and everything. That was just so cool. Like when I think of like a magical Disney moment, I'm like, man, this is just relaxing and nice and cool,
Yeah.
and you didn't have to go to the next adventure and stuff. So, I don't know. That's jumping out to me. I mean, there's so many good levels, but that's the one that's jumping out to me right now.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 100 bits. Just got out of the Titanic re-release. The 3D was pointless and it was still
Mm.
too long, but it looks gorgeous and the sinking of the ship is insanely intense. And if you could find an angle/interest for you, I would 100% watch an NC on it.
I've thought about it. It it might be interesting to look back on. Honest Trailers just did like talking about the re-release, so they kind of did like an Honest trailer again, and I was kind of thinking like, well, what are they gonna find that's new? And they did find some stuff that was like you kind of tug your collar at. I love when she says, you know, it was the ship of dream, but to me, it was like a slave ship being dragged in chains. He says, "All right, calm down, lady." I like some of the stuff. I'm like, oh well, that aged great. So yeah, there are some things where looking back, I'm like, I might be able to add some interesting commentary to that. So I might. I'm thinking about it.
Stillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Napoleon Dynamite?
Um, it's fine. I know it got like a huge following, which is great. I see why it got the following. I know some people hate it because like everyone was building it up and everything,
Yes.
but when I saw it, I'm like, this is okay. It's just not my weird thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone has that weird thing. It's like this just tickles me in the right way, and it's hard to explain why. And that's not the one for me. But I don't dislike it by any means.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, why are you constantly changing your NC thumbnails an hour after release? Your head in the astronaut suit was so funny. Now it just looks like all the others. Generic. I say this with respect, by the way.
Well, I'll be sure to let Rob know that because he designed that one. Uh, but it's one of those things where it helps with the algorithm, or sometimes it doesn't. It's
Mhm.
weird, but I've definitely seen. We just look at the numbers behind the scene, and it's like, okay, if this looks like it's growing at the right rate, we just leave it alone. You know, like Click went fine the whole way. You know, or something like Charlie's Angels was doing good for a bit, and then started to really slow down, like weirdly. So we changed the thumbnail, and I got it going again. But then sometimes we'll do it and won't have any effect at all. I think we did that for like the Garfield Christmas special, and it was like nothing, like no change whatsoever. So yeah, it's for whatever reason it does sometimes. I say more often than not help in the algorithm
Mhm.
if numbers weirdly start slowing down. So yeah, I mean trust me, it would save us a lot more work if we didn't have to do two. But yeah, that's sadly just the state of things.
Echo Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. Which of the four elements from the Avatar universe would you bend?
Uh,
I'm a firebender. I want all the fire.
I mean, so I agree, but a part of me is also like, oh, I just do water and 100% blood bend everybody. Taboo schmaboo. I'm gonna like fucking control everybody like they're puppets.
Oh my god, Doug! We've learned so much about Doug right now. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Great review of Zathura. I grew up with that movie. I thought the actors were really great. Dax Shepard is also in Parenthood 2010 TV series, which is one of my favorite TV series.
My wife watched that show and she said it was very good. I don't even remember the movie. I just remember the opening with Steve. Oh hell, I don't think people even watched the show. Probably saw the movie, so what does that matter? Yeah, she says it's very good, and a lot of people say it's very good. Yeah, the acting in the movie is really, really solid. Like I said, I was liking it more before they went into space because I thought just the way they interacted off each other was really convincing.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. 12 years later, what are your thoughts on The Social Network? Personally, I think it's very ahead of its time and probably the most important film of the century.
I can't go that far, but I do like it. The writing and the way people say their lines, it does take a little getting used to. Because you think, "Ooh, this is going to be like it's a true story. It's going to be realistic," and it's not. I mean, it is. I'm sure the bullet points are correct. Don't get me wrong, but it's probably about as realistic as like Ed Wood is realistic, and like that's one of my favorite movies of all time. But like, if you're to say, is this historically accurate? Did it get everything right? No, there's clearly things that they, messed with for the drama or even the style of the movie. But it helps the movie, and again, it does help give it an identity and even understand these characters more. So, I remember really liking it. I haven't seen it since it came out though. So yeah, maybe I'll check it out again.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Blockbuster is getting some buzz recently after the remaining store in Oregon dropped a commercial during the Super Bowl. I think Blockbuster should turn the tables on Netflix and have a streaming service the way Netflix used to have. Spotlight that they'll allow password sharing and cheaper monthly payments.
I mean, it'd be a cool turnaround story, but highly unlikely. Also, there is something I like. I mean, Blockbuster, whatever, the one that's left, is clearly riding the nostalgia. And honestly, I say, good for them. Ride it out. I think that's, I think that's the way to do it. It's kind of what keeps it special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, honestly, when it was around, everyone was like, oh, fuck Blockbuster. They overcharge everything. Instead, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of us that were like Lloyd Kaufman in that Blockbuster documentary. Just like, yeah, I don't have anything nice to say about Blockbuster. I liked it when I was a kid, but then when I got older, I'm like, this is a ripoff. So, yeah, but now that it's gone, of course I'm gonna have the nostalgia like everyone else, and I think they should ride that. I don't know if streaming is the right way. I'm not against them trying something else to expand or do something different, but my thought is not streaming.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Hurt Locker? I checked it out last night and absolutely loved it. For my money, it's one of the greatest war movies of all time.
No, and I'm gonna add it to the list because that's another one. I'm trying to make a list of movies where I always said yeah I'll get to that and I never get to, and that is one I've always really wanted to see. So there, add to the list.
There you go. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I'd love an NC review for Planet 51. There's plenty of stupid things that I know you can make a good joke of.
I'll probably do as like a little editorial review or a non-cast review. I have it on the list. I've never seen it, but enough people have recommended it, and it sounds like I could get enough material from it that I'll do it at some point.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Are there any characters that stand out to you so far in Wolverine and the X-Men? Personally, I really enjoy them making Rogue kind of a villain in the show, and Phil LaMarr is absolutely perfect as Gambit in that show.
Was he Gambit? No shit. Okay, wow. He did a really good job. I did not recognize him at all. That's really fucking cool. I did like Gambit a lot. Rogue again seems too similar to the last one, so that wasn't great. I don't like what they did with Forge either. They made him kind of this wimpy, geeky kid that's just a little fix-it guy. Oh my god, you're gonna ruin everything. I'm like, oh come on, that's Forge, man. But Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Wolverine's still cool. Beast is still cool. I like how Wolverine and Beast kind of have like a camaraderie. Like that's kind of neat. But oh, it's cool seeing the Shadow King again. That was really really cool. But yeah, I guess those are the ones that stand out so far.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. He stars alongside Craig T. Nelson, Bonnie Bedelia, Lauren Graham, Mae Whitman, etc. It's a fantastic show.
Oh.
Mae Whitman is fantastic in the show, especially in season 2. Please check out Parenthood TV show.
I will try my best. At first, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I did hear all those people who were in that." Well, and it's funny because when my wife was watching it, I'm like, "That sounds like Katara, but that wouldn't make any sense." It's like, "Oh, this is what Mae Whitman was known for before Avatar. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know." But like, I was like, "Oh, she's like a live action actress too." Like, I didn't know that, so that was really cool. But yeah, I do hear it's a good show. I will at some point try to check it out.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you believe after the second phase of DC Universe, Ezra Miller could return as the Flash if they worked on themselves, or no second chances?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I followed everything that closely. The people who have, I'm assuming are gonna say probably not, but I don't know because some of the stuff gets really damn serious. So I don't know. I'll say this: watching the trailer, I was not distracted watching it. I could easily just watch the trailer and be like, okay, I'm just watching The Flash. You know, I'm watching Barry. I could easily separate that. So I like that I can go into that movie not thinking about everything that they've done. But yeah, you have to ask someone that's more brushed up on it because yeah, I only know a few things, and even the few things I know don't sound that good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think they could come back with if they worked on themselves, but I also think that some of the stuff they did does deserve some consequences. So, like, maybe they need to take a couple of years off. I don't think this is one of those things where, like, you can spend a week in rehab and then be like, I'm better now, guys. Everything's great.
Yeah, like that's what it sounds like. I never want to be like, yeah, just get rid of them. No good can
Right.
come out of it. It's like, no, there's always, I do believe in second chances and stuff like that.
Right.
But with that said, sounds like a lot of fucked up shit happened. And it's like, yeah, like you said, there probably should be some consequence, like the proper amount of time and consequences
And I
to
mean,
that. But yeah.
we're not legal experts. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it's a slap on the wrist. Who the hell knows? But yeah, just again, as someone that's outside looking in for the little I've heard, it doesn't sound great. But the fact that I was watching that trailer and not at all thinking about like all this everything with Ezra Miller, I think really says something. So yeah, I definitely believe. I don't know at what point, but like I believe in second chances.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen A Quiet Place Part 1 and 2? And if so, what are your thoughts? Amazing show don't tell thriller about a family.
I've seen the first one. I have not seen the second one. That's another one I should add that to the list too. This list is so fucking huge. Stuff I gotta see. But yeah, though I always hear Quiet Place too. Like it's good. If you've seen the first one, you know you've kind of seen the second one, you know, kind of thing. So I'm not like rushing out to see it, but I did like the first one quite a bit. I'm with you. I like the show don't tell storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Any chance Brad could have a night to stream with some content or join Doug on Wednesday or Friday? Would be cool to see him on Twitch do something he likes or he's into.
He had a channel for a bit. I forget if he still does. I mean, sure we could. Have we ever had him on for? I feel like we've had him on once or twice for like a Tournament Tuesday,
back
right?
in the day,
yeah, like way
when
back.
People don't even believe or remember this exists. When we used to stream only at the studio before COVID.
Yeah, that's right.
We had a couple of Tournament Tuesdays where Brad was just there and he was like, yeah, all right, I'll play.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, but he's a busy guy too.
Right, exactly.
So we'll see.
That's a Xenerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. 2 weeks till Pirate Month, Doug. Drink up, me hearties, yo-ho.
I'm literally editing it right now, so yes, I am aware.
Oh, yeah. I'm not obviously going to give it away, but I walked in yesterday to the studio because I needed to do something for Fanscription, which woohoo. And It's very funny. You all are in for a treat.
Well, you know, it's like we're always, I mean, we're always in a good mood when we go to film and stuff like that. But then when you came in and you just started howling,
I
and
don't know
what
if
we
I
were,
was in a goofy mood or if it's
yeah,
just that funny, but damn.
it's just all of us like, I think we're in a good mood. But we're like, yeah, you know, we're just getting the makeup and the costumes on. Then you walked in just laughing so hard. We're just like, okay, well, that gave us the boost of energy for the day. Let's go, drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I still love the moment in the CWDC shows where Ezra Miller Flash met Grant Gustin Flash. You know, the studios have to include that moment in the movie. It has to come full circle. That would be
Oh, that'd
great.
be neat.
I would love to see Grant Gustin do a cameo in the Flash movie.
That would I'm kind of with you. I feel like they have to. One would
That'd be
think.
awesome.
How weird would it be? It's like, well, we have to go get Michael Sheen as Zod and Michael Keaton as Batman. What about the guy that's, you know, the Flash on TV? Oh, we forgot about him. Like that would be fucking weird. So yeah, I'm kind of with you. I feel like they have to do that. I'm listening. I got my headphones. I just gotta get a cough drop real fast. I'll
Okay.
be back in 1 second. You can read the next one.
Okay. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, guys, on the 18th, it'll be 1 month until my niece, Alina Jane, will be born. Hopefully she'll come on time. If you can't tell, I'm so ready to be an auntie.
Oh, that's so cool, man. Yeah, like I said all the other time, just congrats, man. It can't wait. It's so, it's just so exciting. It's just, yeah, no, I feel the excitement with you, man.
Broadway, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. This isn't a question. This is not a question, but I wanted to thank you both for all that you do. I have been watching Channel Awesome and these Twitch streams for a while now, hearing your thoughts on the movies and TV shows that you watched, as well as seeing the great relationship that you all have with each other, never fails to make me laugh or smile. Thank you for everything.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Oh, I'm glad we tricked you so well. We actually hate each other, man. As soon as this is done, I'm just like, yeah, great job, Heather. You. No, that's very, very kind of you to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're so much nicer than Doug. No, I'm just kidding. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Ned Beatty as Lex Luthor's henchman Otis in Superman? Do you find him funny or just annoying?
Oh, I mean, it's very old school, but that's the idea. I think it's, you know, going back to like the original, you know, like original Superman comic books, you know, which could obviously be corny. It's always fun watching him because I think that was my introduction to him, and I didn't know he was like a dramatic actor. So then when you see him in other stuff, it's like, holy shit, this guy's really good. I always kind of thought of him as like, you know, oh, sorry, Mr. Luthor, Otis Berg. Oh, but you got so much, Mr. Luthor. And it's so weird to see him like in really goddamn heavy dramas, you know. So yeah, he's a very, very good actor.
Robin the Snob, thank you for the 100 bits. Project 12 has begun. More updates will come when I receive them.
Nice. Awesome.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, for Pirates Month coming next month, will there be Kingdom Hearts jokes in any of the reviews? I love the Kingdom Hearts joke in the Sword and the Stone review.
I wasn't planning on it, but it's like, now that you mention it, I can think of one or two I might be able to do. Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. The Hogwarts game is amazing. The developers even created an awesome trans character, and you know, they put some thought into it because they were aware what the backlash was going to be, and they wanted it done right. From my understanding, the character is voiced by a trans person.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not the one to ask. I'm not a huge Harry Potter guy, but I'm glad to hear the game is that is really good.
CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. If they ever do a legit Bob Ross movie and a Steve Irwin movie, who would you want to play each man?
Fuck. Chris Pratt, both, obviously.
Obviously.
Man, I don't know. Oh no, he might be a little too old now. But how cool would it be if Hugh Jackman was Steve Irwin? That'd be fucking cool.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, but he might be a little old now. But like, I don't know. That'd be pretty fun. Bob Ross, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. At the top of my head, I can't think of who'd be right for that.
Rob's Jen, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, would you do an Aardman month? I think it's Aardman. That's the
that's
Wallace
the
and
stop
Gromit.
motion, right? I thought about. I thought about maybe doing a thing on like all the Wallace and Gromit shorts, maybe. Um, I mean, they did make a fair amount of movies. I don't know. It's hard to say a month because I don't know how many would people click on that. I feel like one or two of them they would click on, and then the rest would just like kind of go by the wayside. But they are cool to talk about. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do like a video, like a little all the Aardman movies or something like that.
I still can't believe that they're going to be in the next Star Wars Visions. I cannot wait to see what their short is.
I'm so curious. Yeah, like I feel like it's gotta be something with like I don't know Ewoks or Porgs or something like that, like one of the cute little somethings. You know what I mean? But maybe not. Who knows? Fuck. What if they have like Wallace as the Emperor, like the meme? They just recreate it. Oh my god, that would be the most amazing thing if they did. But they just do like a different scene, like power Gromit, undiluted power.
Love it.
Wensleydale.
I love that. I love that. Mumra, Jim. Jim from Channel Awesome plays Bob Ross. There it is. That's perfect casting.
Oh, yeah, that's very good.
Jim J. Ross. Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Follow up to my last week comment requesting the number 23. Having rewatching it several weeks ago, and I figure out the problem isn't Carey acting as I think he was giving the performance he was told to give. It's the writing. It's really bad. It tries so hard to be this noir crime horror, but some of the lines are so bad there hardly any actor can make them work in a serious manner it's trying to come across.
I'd have to see it again. Yeah, because I saw it when it came out on video back in the day, and I don't remember a ton about it. I just remember not hating it as much as everyone else did, but definitely being like, this is a little weird and awkward sometimes. But it kept my attention. I wanted to know where it was going and everything. So, yeah, I'll try to watch it again.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. So the new Haunted Mansion movie this year will star Tiffany Haddish, Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, and Jared Leto as the Hatbox Ghost. It will be written by the main writer of Ghostbusters 2016. Do you think this movie will be dead on arrival? It obviously can't be worse than the Eddie Murphy film, right? Right?
I mean, weird cast, but I mean, I'll say this about but it's from the writer of blank. If you look at some of your favorite movies and see what what the writers have done in the past, there's gonna be some shit in there. It's not always their fault. Now, with that said, there are some writers that you can kind of notice like certain stamps of them, whether it's of quality or not, But there are ones where it's like they wrote this one movie and it's almost not fair to judge them on that one movie because they're also going by producer notes. They say, we want this kind of movie. Put this movie together, kind of thing. And they change it a lot. The director changes a lot and stuff. So, yeah, look at the rest of their library. If it's a whole bunch of bad stuff, then yeah, that's probably not very good. But sometimes if you're going by one movie, sometimes it is just a bad movie or just like one or two bad apples. But I don't know. I gotta wait and see a trailer.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. It's Duggan time.
Doug, yeah.
Doug, yeah. CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Loved when you guys did your Twitch stream doing a tier ranking of Christmas movies. Will you and the rest of the Channel Awesome crew do a tier ranking of maybe MCU movies or the Disney animated movies? I mean,
sorry, MCU, I feel like there's definitely like there's enough we could probably rank. There's not too many, but there's enough. The Disney movies, I feel like that's just too many.
Right, we'd have to have a specific time period.
Yeah, I feel like if I feel like we could do the MCU movies. We
probably could. I mean, they've done really well as some sub incentives, so definitely gonna do more of those in the future because y'all seem to like them a lot. Those in the quizzes, y'all show up for.
Yeah.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the announcement of DreamWorks making a live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon? It makes me think that they're going to follow Disney's lead of remaking their animated films. I shudder at the thought of a live-action Shark Tale and Boss Baby.
They'll do a live-action Prince of Egypt and just call it 10 Commandments. Man,
I had not heard that. That stinks. How to Train Your Dragon doesn't need a live-action remake.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It works. I don't want to say it works just well enough as an animated film because it is a very good movie, but it is one of those where it's like it is the distinct animation direction. It's not really the story, because we've heard that story a million times. And even kind of the character archetypes we've seen a million times. It really is the acting, the dialogue, and the animation and the direction. So the idea of passing it on to someone else to do it, they would have to breathe like some sort of really new, fresh outlook on it. And it's already not that new an idea. I mean, even when it was done, it wasn't new. It was just very fortunate that they had somebody that could breathe new life into that idea. So I'm not seeing it, but again, I've been wrong before. I hope it's good. I always hope anything's good.
Right. I hope it would be good, but I could see it going one of two ways. That either they're going to decide that it should be like an edgy teen, like YA fantasy world kind of a thing, or it's going to turn out to be like Game of Thrones, where they're like, no, we'll make it very adult. I don't know. Both of those suck, but like that's what I could see the studios being like. You know what we need to do with How to Train Your Dragon? A YA angle.
See, I'm thinking what the person who asked the question said, that this is going to be their version of like the Disney live action remakes, which, we know what I think of those. I hope it's not. Honestly, going one of those weird angles you just said at least would be a little different from like the Disney live action remakes. But I agree, they probably wouldn't be good. The gritty adult one, I'd just be so curious.
Toothless is just gumming people to death.
Yeah. But yeah, I would not assume that'd be good.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you remember a cartoon called Whatever Happened to Robot Jones? Thoughts?
I don't think I've seen it, but I feel like I've heard it. Let me look at the style here. Whatever. Oh, hold on. Happened to. I thought just whatever Robot Jones, but that wasn't enough. Whatever happened to ... Robot Jones. 2002. No, this does not ring a bell whatsoever. So no, I have not. Maybe I just heard the title somewhere on Nickelodeon or something, and I was just like, oh, that sounds weird, and I just threw it away. I don't know.
FBL, I just read that, sorry. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So I checked out Princess Mononoke a few days ago. It was very good, but I don't agree that it's Ghibli's masterpiece. I love Princess Mononoke.
I like it too. I kind of agree with you. I don't think it's their masterpiece, but I know where people are coming from with that because it is such a nuanced thing. We're still making fucking Avatar movies doing what they're doing in the 90s of just save the rainforest and stuff like that. There's an actual nuanced movie that's actually really trying to look at this interesting subject, put it in like a fantasy world where everything actually does have layers to it. And it's fucking getting better and better the more I compare it to Avatar, the more I think about it. I'm like liking it more and more. But no, I always sort of said my one issue is Mononoke herself I don't think is that interesting. And that's very strange. That should be the most interesting character. But I don't think they do enough with her. But I think the guy, is he a prince? I think he's or is he just the main guy?
Yeah.
I forget
can't remember.
but anyway,
Ashitaka?
his journey is very interesting. And God, Minnie Driver's character, phenomenal. I love that character.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. I don't know. Is she doing more voice work? Because man, did she do such a good job with that. And they gave again just layers to that villain and stuff like that. And I think it was done at a time when that just wasn't really done. I mean, now we've gotten more movies like that and animated movies, but animated villains were just kind of, bare bones bad, or maybe they have a little redemption, but not really. They're mostly bad. So yeah, all of that adds up, but I kind of agree. It's a little long. I never got into the Mononoke character, and for me, something like Spirited Away or Kiki's Delivery Service or Castle in the Sky, like those are the ones that grab me more. But Mononoke, I think, is very good. And again, God, just comparing it to what I'm sure now is going to be the highest grossing movie of all time, does make me actually appreciate it more.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits, saw a trailer for a new Woody Harrelson movie called Champions. How many more movies where a down on his luck curmudgeon has to coach a team of misfits?
I don't know. There's always a crowd for it, and they're not always bad. I like when a movie can breathe new life. We're talking about How to Train Your Dragon. How many times has that idea been done? But they breathed new life into it. So I don't know. I'm the same way though. When I hear that, I'm like, ugh. But sometimes they really can do something really cool and interesting with it. So we'll just see.
Fearless Fighter, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, is there a Disney movie that you think deserves a sequel but hasn't gotten one yet?
A couple. I think I did a whole video on it. Like video or movies that we want to see sequels to, and one they are making. They're doing one for Inside Out, which I'm so excited for. I think I said Zootopia, which we're getting that too, honestly. I always thought an Alice in Wonderland sequel, do Through the Looking Glass. I mean, I know they tapped on parts of that in there, but it's like there's so much more stuff from those books, and the art style isn't. I mean, it's beautiful, but it isn't that difficult. The backgrounds are mostly, very dark and black and stuff like that, so it wouldn't be that difficult to animate. And I always thought a sequel to Robin Hood would be kind of cool. Just because, again, there's so many characters you could interact with, bring Prince John back as a villain, the sheriff. Like, I don't know. Wouldn't you want to see all those characters again? I feel like that'd be a lot of fun.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which villain do you like more in Mask of Zorro? Don Raphael as Captain Love. In case you don't remember, Raphael is the corrupt governor and main villain of the film, and Captain Love is his henchman who killed Zorro's brother and enjoys drinking wine out of hedge jars.
They're both pretty good. It probably the Captain Love. I just love him trying to get like Banderas to break, and he's just doing all these various things, and he's watching him, and he's like, he's like, I think this is him, but I'm really impressed if it is, because man, he's just convincing enough. And then I think he just asked him like point blank, like, are you this guy or not? So yeah, no, I really like that. When we saw the movie, I mean, spoiler, when he gets killed, yeah, right, the bad guy dies and the good guy wins, imagine. People did applaud. They were just, yeah, get that fucker, and you always know you have a good villain when people applaud when they get axed off.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of the inventor character Gyro Gearloose in the DuckTales reboot?
He was more cynical, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
Was it Gearloose? Was that the?
Yeah.
Let me just look at him to get it. Yeah, even like the on the little character wiki, he just has like an look to him. I think I like the original more, even though there's not as much to the original. I know he's just sort of an optimistic whatever character, but so many of the other characters were cynical. I kind of felt like, well, okay, I've seen this enough, but he's not bad, and he got some funny lines, but yeah, it wasn't my personal favorite.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 100 bits. I really think the Super Bowl stepped up the commercial game this year. What was your favorite? Personally, the Blue Moon commercial made me scream, yes, out loud like my team had scored. I loved that one too, Kermit Wazowski.
The which one?
The Blue Moon, where it was like, this is a commercial for Bud, or this is a commercial for Miller. And it was like two guys like going at it, like almost Dragon Ball Z, like fist fighting it out, and then the end was just, no, this is a commercial for Blue Moon, and they like plopped it on the bar. And
oh my god, did I miss like the one good fucking commercial? God, I'm looking this up. I'm like, I didn't see this one. I totally missed this one.
Oh, did you?
I'm like in total disagreement. I don't think commercials in Super Bowl have been good for like over a decade. Like, it's very rare to find a good one, in my opinion. Even that Eminem thing I thought could have been so much funnier. And you were right. You called it. Heather. You're
Of
just
course.
like, well, the Super Bowl's coming up. They're addressing the quote unquote controversy like a year after, and it's like, and it just happens to be a Super Bowl commercial coming up. But I missed that one. I'll have to check it out because that might be the one I like. I guess the Breaking Bad one was cute. I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I grew up with so many. I mean, through like the late '80s and the '90s, they were just so good. I mean, they were like top comedic writing, and now it's like scan the code, scan. You know, it's like yeah, just done to do it for me. But I gotta check that commercial out because that sounds funny.
Strider for life, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, how was your Valentine's Day?
Non-existent. We both kind of agreed this year. Like I think it was like a day or two before. We're with each other long enough, you kind of know. And I think I just looked at the calendar. I'm like, oh, because we're both working. I was like, did you want to do anything for Valentine's Day? She's like, nah. So sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. A lot of it depends on whether or not we're working, or sometimes we'll do it on another day. But we've had a fair amount of time to like hang out and spend time with each other. I had a week off in January where we had some, real nice quality time together. So yeah, it wasn't like, oh no, we have to work on Valentine's Day. So yeah, it was totally fine.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I came in late, so I apologize if someone else asked this. What did you think of the new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer?
Oh, it looked good. I mean, it just looked like, I guess what's supposed to be an extension of the teaser.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm already getting ready to like, get like butterflies in the stomach. Like, oh no, don't stop. And but it's gotta because it's the last one. And all good things should come to an end. I don't know why, but for some reason when fucking Groot says "We are Groot," that just fucking gets me. The
Oh,
one time he ever says something different, and it's
yeah.
"We are Groot." It's kind of fucking beautiful, and I don't even know the context yet. But that's like fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd be amazed if that movie is bad. And going in knowing that's in there and the movie is bad, I'm gonna be pissed.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. From what I've seen, Kristen Stewart gave more effort and emotion in one screaming scene of Zathura than in any of the Twilight movies. Am I right or wrong?
I mean, she's fun in that movie. My thought is that she gave the director exactly what she wanted in Twilight. All the actors did. None of the actors are that good in the Twilight movies. They blew up. Their agent said, okay, you have to keep doing this. This is your brand. Now, this is you. You got more of these movies. Yeah, no. And you could tell there was, she was at an award show and she was just, whatever, walking to the next spot to take pictures and stuff like that. Just straight face. Whole time, straight face. And then like you could tell like she tripped on her dress and someone went to help her and she just kind of laughed and straightened it out. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh, thank you. So oh my god, then like just right back to the straight face to all the cameras and stuff. And you can tell she was trained to do that. And it's like I got it. All of them, Patterson too and stuff like that, so it's one of the things where I always like, I mean, she's bad. Patterson's bad. Like I said, most of them are bad in those movies, but I know they're giving the directors what they want and the fans what they want. Those movies were big hits. So it is one of those things where it's nice to see all of them evolve to better stuff, and show that they really can legit act. And it's fun to see them evolve as well. And honestly, I like turnaround stories like that. I made jokes like everyone did. They're bad movies. If a performance is bad, I'll say it's bad and here's why, and make a joke like anyone. But I love seeing when someone turns it all around. We were goddamn talking about in Last of Us, the Joel's daughter is the kid from the remake of Dumbo.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the worst performances I've seen in my life from a child. Like it doesn't seem real. But she holds her own for like the first third of that first episode. I mean, masterfully. Like it is all her show for like that first third, and there's not even much dialogue. She has to do it like, just with her facial expressions and stuff like that. And I love when that happens. I love when someone can legit come from a place that's not always best and just completely turn it around.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC for Galaxy Quest.
I don't think I'm the guy because it's okay.
Okay.
Both Rob and I saw the movie. Are like, That was all right, I guess. I think there's a part of us that wanted it to be meaner and darker, and it sounds like that's how it was written. It was originally meaner and darker, but then they
Okay.
changed it to a PG movie, and you can see it. There's sometimes where you see him mouth like "fuck that," but they changed it to "screw that."
Okay.
In the final version. So we never got that into it, but it got like this huge following and people like I guess that's like the Three Amigos, and that was the thing. We grew up with Three Amigos, which I guess also wasn't liked that much by critics back then. So yeah, I think it's just one of those things where it's like it's fine. I'm not the one to talk about because it doesn't have a hold on me. I don't have a passion for it. So yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty of other reviewers and specials about it. I think there's even like I think like Screen Junkies did like a documentary on it or something like that. So yeah, I mean it's watch those. They'll be much more entertaining than whatever I have to say.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Fast and the Furious movies? Do you have one that you liked in particular? I honestly really enjoyed the seventh one, if nothing else, than for Jason Stratham as the villain and touching tribute to Paul Walker and also Kurt Russell, because what kind of moron doesn't like Kurt Russell?
I saw the first one when it came out and I didn't like it. Maybe I should see it again. But then I started watching them when they became like heist movies, and those were fun. So I saw like maybe two or three of them in the middle, or whatever one they're dragging the safe across the highway. I saw that, had a good time, and I think I saw the one after that. But I haven't seen the others, and I know I should because I know they get like sillier and sillier, and that's part of the joke. So yeah, maybe one day I'll finally sit down and watch them all, but there's so goddamn many. I don't know when I get the time, but I'd like to because they do look like fun.
Thank you for Hype Train number 2, everyone! We appreciate you. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. There needs to be an NC sketch where Doug bloodbends everyone, but then Chaplin gets blood-bending powers and bloodbends Doug.
I start walking around like a cat, just like, yeah, it's not so easy being us, is it? Is it? It's kind of a funny idea.
Ricardo, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello.
Hey.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts / NC for the Green Hornet, the Seth Rogen version.
I don't know if I wanna. I like that guy's movies too. The director, I think he did like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and everything. But everyone said it's bad and boring, and I didn't even watch much of the original show, so I don't think I'm the dude.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather. So, I kind of had to repeat this question because I forgot to add bits to it. Oops. Anywho, what game franchise do you think Nintendo should make a movie out of next after the Mario movie? I think the easiest choices are Zelda, Metroid, and Star Fox. Metroid, 100%. I want a Metroid movie.
Metroid or... I mean, logically, it'd probably be Zelda, but I'm with you. I think there's more... I don't know. I love exploring the worlds of Metroid. I love just all the little alien shit and caves and weird creatures crawling out. I just feel like there's so much you can do with that. That's just more my jam. But if I'm looking at from like, if the Mario movie is a huge hit, which I'm going to assume it is, and it's like, well, which one do you do next? I feel like it'd have to be Zelda because that's somewhat in the same realm where it's a little cartoony, but it's also a little bit more grown up. They have to look a little bit more realistic and like this beautiful fantasy world and stuff. So from a marketing standpoint, I'd probably say Zelda. From a personal standpoint, yeah, I'd want to see Metroid.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Parenthood movie? I finally watched it and I thought it was pretty good, though I love the show more because it did explore more / have more time with characters, storylines in the show than an hour, almost 2-hour movie.
I've only seen bits and pieces. I definitely remember the intro, which I thought was pretty funny and pretty creative. But I never saw the whole film, or at least not in order. You know what I mean? I think it was always on TV and I saw bits and pieces. But yeah, that's one honestly I should probably add that to the list too. It might be a fun romantic night to watch, actually.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Have you seen the Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special? And if so, what did you think and what was your favorite part?
Oh God, it was so fucking great.
It was so funny.
I know people are just like, oh, we got the taste of Velma still on us. Watch the Harley Quinn
Oh
Valentine's
my
Day
gosh.
special. So goddamn funny. The Bane stuff is so fun. I love the cameo thing from the Queen of Themyscira. It was so great. There's too many funny moments. The Bane getting confused for a dominatrix was just so hilarious, and
So
then
funny.
and then when he's concerned about the size of his, you know what, because the rest of him is so big and proportionate. Yeah, it didn't all go. I mean, it's bigger than. I mean, it's a normal size, but compared to the rest of me, all of it. It was great. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It is so funny.
All the stuff with Brett Goldstein.
Oh God,
Amazing.
yeah.
God, it was pretty the perfect Valentine's Day treat.
Yeah, it really, and I love that it was just like that. It's just a little special. It wasn't it wasn't like a season or anything like that. Just here's a little special that we put out there, and it's longer than a normal episode. It wasn't like 45 minutes or something like that, or an hour. And it's like that was perfect. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Randacy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi guys, sorry I haven't caught a stream in a minute. Night school's a bitch. But I was wondering if Doug finished playing Miles Morales. If you did, can I suggest the Sam & Max games, the new Monkey Island, the Deadpool game, or X-Men Origins Wolverine game?
So the next one we haven't finished it yet. We're gonna finish it. I'm assuming we're gonna finish
You'll
it
finish
this
it on Friday.
I'd be amazed if we didn't.
I don't know. You could get distracted again by a side quest that you didn't realize.
That is kind of what happened last time. Like we thought we were gonna finish it, and then I just like, oh, well, okay, if it's gonna be so quick, maybe I should do a side mission or two. And I just got one that was ridiculously long, and I was not very good at. So yeah, we'll probably finish it this Friday. After that, we're probably we're gonna split it up a little bit. We'll still do Disney games this year, but I think we'll do like 3 for a review, and then we'll like mix it up with like just other games I've always wanted to play, you know, because like now I have it is kind of cool getting into like just playing games that other people play and stuff like that. So we'll play a different game after that. We're pretty sure we know what it is, but we won't say it yet. And then after that, probably do the next Jedi Fallen Order game when that comes out. That'll be exciting, doing a game that comes out at the same time as everyone else, because I don't think I've done that yet. So it's cool. This is fun. I don't know. I thought at 41, it's just cool getting into all this again.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. This question is for you both. Did you guys get into any new shows during the COVID lockdown? For me, I really got into Big City Greens, which to this day is one of my favorite Disney Channel cartoons.
I mean, I must have. I just can't think of what they are. I mean, you know, all the shows I watched during, you know, for like Disney December and stuff like that, which I'm like already. The past 2 years are still. It's like now I feel like we're getting like time back. Like, okay, now it feels like 2022 was last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2020 still feels like it was just 2 years ago. It's like no, it's like 3 years. Like there's just missing time in there. But yeah, I did. If this counts, The Last Dance I did watch, the whole thing about the Bulls and stuff like that. I think it was just at the beginning of the pandemic, and I'm just like, okay, I just need something that's like a go team, go get them, you're gonna get through this, you know, kind of thing. And that was just like the perfect thing to watch then. So yeah, and that was the one in terms of like what stood out in that time that you were just like, okay, this stamps you up a little bit, like this things are gonna be okay kind of thing. For some reason, that was it for me.
I've mentioned this before, but I like when I need shows that will like turn off my brain and like can let me relax. I watch a lot of reality TV, so I got really into Terrace House in March, April, and May of 2020. Terrace House is basically Japanese Big Brother. I literally watched as much of it as I could. Loved it. Great series. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What about Zach Galifianakis as Bob Ross?
It wouldn't be my first choice, but I mean, again, I've been wrong before, so ask him.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. If they made a Jackie Gleason biopic, I would cast Kevin James as Jackie Gleason, Leah Remini as Audrey Meadows, Pete Holmes as Art Carney, and Jessica Chastain as Joyce Randolph. Thoughts?
I can see that. Man, they had Brad Garrett played him in a TV movie, and at first it's like, what? But then when you really look at him, I mean, he's obviously just a giant, a huge dude. But in terms of like the facial expressions and the fact that he was on a sitcom and stuff like that, he did okay. He did a pretty good job. But I can see Kevin James. I don't know if kind of has the voice. I can see that. Yeah, wouldn't be bad.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I have other Studio Ghibli films that I want to watch. This is my list. My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, Kiki's Delivery Service, and Ponyo. Which one is the best in your opinion? You can chime in too if you want, Heather. Kiki.
Well, Heather, I'll let you. Yeah, okay, good.
We're both
Kiki,
going to say the same thing.
by
It's Kiki.
So my absolute favorite is Spirited Away. Like that's, like hands down my favorite. But like a close second is Kiki, and it is another one where the dub's really good. I think it was like Kirsten Dunst. When I don't know how old she was or whatever, but she was just another one of those actresses where it's just like shit. Like she was good. She was a good child, and she's a good adult actress, too. And like Phil Hartman is the cat, which is a totally different sound from the cat, like in the original Japanese, but they're both good. They both really, really work. I don't know. Kiki's great because it's just like, it just feels like a slice of life. It really is just a coming of age story. It just happens to be about a witch,
Mm-hmm.
And there's one scene about delivering like this, what the fuck is it? Like some sort of like, it's not a fish loaf, but it's some sort of like meal for like a birthday party. And afterwards, like, I can't explain it. I'm just in a bad mood after that scene because Kiki's in a bad mood after that scene. And it's just one of those things where it's like, it's never resolved. It never comes back or anything. It just kind of says, yeah, shit like that happens. That's okay. You move on. It just kind of lets you be in a bad mood. It just feels so real, even though it's about a silly little witch flying around, it's, I don't know. It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Wallace and Gromit, have you ever tried Wensleydale cheese? I have only once, and I will say this. Wallace was right about putting it on crackers because it is a very bitter cheese.
I mean, I feel like I must have. So it's funny because I really do like cheese, but I mean, it's not the best for you, and I don't eat it fast enough to like, buy it. But if it's like at a party or something like that, I'll definitely have some. My dad, whenever he does like a get together, will always have a lot of nice cheeses out. So I feel like I've had it before, but I never remember the names of them, like the ones I really like. But it's hard to give me a cheese I dislike. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
yeah. So I'm one of those people where I'm like, even if it's bitter, I'm sure I'd still love it.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I was wondering, ever since I brought them up to you, have you seen Disney's Nightmare Ned or Disney's Motor City? They're both only one season.
No, not yet. My guess would be I wouldn't get to it this year because I was looking over the list of shows I'm doing, and I just don't think I'm gonna have time to fit it in. But I do have them written down because the Nightmare Ned one especially interests me. So I will try my best to check them out.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you feel like there's a situation where the trope of a couple that hates each other slowly falling in love with each other actually works? Aside from Beauty and the Beast, I feel like that's an easy target.
I'm sure there must be. I always see it work less than it works. I see it not work more often than it does work. But
Yeah.
I know they're out there. I'd have to look at just like a handful of romances because it's one of those things where I'm like, and I actually do like a good romance when it's done well. But it's not something I seek out, so I'm not an expert on it. But no, it's not something where I think like it's never been done well. No, plenty of times it's been done well, but top of my head, I'm not thinking of them.
Spike, thank you for the 200 bits. Appreciate that.
Ew.
Spike, thank you for the 100 bits. Do we really need I'm going to mess this name up, Jay Baruchel writing a CGI dragon?
Yeah. You could just get that actor again. He looks so young and sounds so young. Actually, that would be pretty funny if they got him. But again, if they want to go for something different, like breathe new life into it, they should get a different actor. But that's an interesting point. They could just get the same dude.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. When James Gunn said the Amazon TV show will be Game of Thrones style, me and others roll our eyes because why not God of War? It's literally in the same mythos. Not everything needs to be Game of Thrones.
With which show? Which
I don't
James Gunn show?
actually know. I actually don't know which one they're referring to. Talkative
Yeah, I was
Carl,
get-
what show were you referring to?
yeah, because I think he's doing a couple shows, right? So yeah, I'm not. Oh, I just realized. Did they say they're doing a Supergirl movie, or is it a TV show? Did they say they're
uh,
doing one?
a Supergirl movie? I
Am
don't
I wrong?
know.
I thought that. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Well, I was gonna say because obviously we saw her in the Flash trailer. I was like, oh, is that like the lead in
Oh,
or whatever? But and now I'm blanking. I'm like, wait, did they say they were doing one or no? I could be wrong.
the Amazon, the Wonder Woman prequel,
Oh,
the
that
Themyscira one.
that's got to be what they're talking about. Um,
Okay.
if it's done well, I don't mind. I don't know, cause like for years, I haven't like seen like fantasies treated like that seriously. I always kind of want them to feel like really real. They sit down, they talk and stuff like that, and like I don't know the way that world works and the politics and stuff like that. I feel like that would be interesting. So I don't know. It just from hearing the idea, I'm not against it, but again, we'll just have to wait and see how they do it.
So I just laughed at myself because it took me way too long to realize when they said the Amazon TV show, it wasn't like the TV show on
Oh,
Amazon Prime.
literally
They,
the
they're
Amazons.
talking
Okay.
about the TV show about the Amazonians.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense.
I think we both were like, what James Gunn show on Amazon?
Yeah, and even then, I was thinking to myself, kind of weird they're not doing that on HBO Max. I'm like, oh, it literally the Amazons. Okay,
Yes.
that makes more sense.
Yes. CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm about to make you feel old again, Doug. I've been watching your stuff for 15 years now. I started watching you shortly after being introduced to the Angry Video Game Nerd, and when the NC AVGN feud was going on, I was a freshman going on being a sophomore when I started watching NC, and now I'm about to be 30 this year. Thanks for all the laughs.
Oh, thank you for watching. Yeah, it's really it's cool because we're hearing that more and more that like younger people grew up watching us too, and we just didn't know that because people that would come to conventions would be in like their 20s or sometimes 30s or something, or like college students, that kind of thing. Once in a while we would get like a kid, which then was always kind of weird because like a little boy would kind of, I love ask that guy with the glasses. I'm like, you shouldn't. you ain't old enough for that yet. But yeah, we're hearing more and more like people that grew up with us, and it's really cool. And I hear more and more people say, I'm nostalgic for the nostalgia critic. I'm like, I think that's really good. You fucking in the name. I love nostalgia. So yeah, I think it's really neat to be considered nostalgic.
Sora God, thank you for that subscription. Welcome back. Or welcome. I appreciate that. Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 200 bits. Hey Doug, did you ever check out Wendell and Wild?
Yeah, I liked it. There was a little too much going on. I felt like they could have cut one or two things. I think particularly like the what were they trying to get rid of, the school or the prison or something like that? They're trying to get rid of some building, and I feel like you could have gotten rid of that. Just keep it simple. But I did like it. The animation was cool. It was very, very imaginative. Animation was beautiful. I like the characters, and even the style, like the shape of the puppets and everything. I think sort of the idea that like you saw where parts of the puppets connected at first, that threw me off, but then I kind of liked it. I liked it. It was kind of seeing like, it was like a little bit like seeing behind the scenes. It was like seeing the sketch lines in a Disney film. You know what I mean? Like a hand-drawn Disney film. So I did enjoy it. It was not as good as I was hoping it would be, but I did think it was good.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite character on Archer?
Man. I mean, I feel like I gotta just say Archer. I mean, he does get like the best laughs. Yeah. Lana's pretty fucking funny too, though. I'll still say Archer. Yeah, it's probably my favorite.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Just started watching Cobra Kai for the very first time this week, and I gotta say, I'm hooked. I'm not the biggest soap opera person, but man, does this show do it well.
The first season is the best, and second season is pretty good. After that is where it does get really soap opera-y, but that's also part of the charm, Like I've learned to warm up to it. And then around like what are they on now? Like six? They're going into six. Like around five, it gets like really, really good again. It's still soap opera-y, but it's like clever and fun, and yeah, now everyone's curious what's gonna happen in six. So yeah, it is good. It is a very good show.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. What are the chances of doing a review of the first VeggieTales movie, Jonah? Or maybe an editorial or the franchise and Big Idea Studio and how things just started going downhill?
I completely missed VeggieTales.
Love
and
VeggieTales.
It's so everybody says that. Everybody said like I know like diehard atheists that are like, I love that show. I will convert for that show. Like they just absolutely love it. And I don't even think I've heard like a line from the show. And somehow I completely missed it. So yeah, I'm not the guy to ask. I'm so sorry. I believe everyone. I just have not seen it.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you prefer The Office or Parks and Rec?
Oh, Parks and Rec, hands down. Oh my
Love
God.
Parks and Rec.
Light years beyond The Office. And I know it's like we wouldn't have Parks and Rec without The Office, so I get that. But something about The Office just gets on my nerves. I don't know. It's not a bad show, but I have the same problem with Everyone Loves Raymond. I know it's a good show. It just rubs me the wrong way. I can't explain it. It just kind of gets under my skin, where Parks and Rec is just, those characters are so great and it's so funny. And I love seeing everyone's different reactions to everything. Though I will say that Parks and Rec had a really rough first season. I don't remember liking the first season, but it got really good really fast. Where I feel like The Office, from what I hear, was flipped. Like it started off pretty strong and then I guess it got bad, I think. I didn't stick around long enough, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, whenever I think of like character reactions to anything, I always love thinking of Parks and Rec. Like whenever I think of like just an ideal cast, like whenever I say like a show has a really good cast, I always say it's like the best I've seen since Park and Rec. Like that's kind of like the new gold standard for me.
Sora God, thank you for the 100 bits. When Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, are you going to review it?
Oh yeah, be pretty foolish not to.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, when you reviewed The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, you mentioned that Hyde was making faces in the mirror. The reason for that was he was actually suffering from the sound of the record player. Also, I liked that movie.
Oh, okay. You know who else likes it? My dad. My dad really likes that movie. I don't know if he likes it legit. I think he might just like it because it's like so bad, but he does really like putting it on and just having a good time and stuff like that. So yeah, you're not alone. There's fans out there.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Brendan Fraser recently was asked about if he'd return for a Mummy 4. He said he'd love to do another with Michelle Yeoh since she was also in part 3. I would agree since both are hot right now and both are getting Oscar noms. Would love to see another of those two again. How do you two feel about it? Is it time for another Mummy movie?
I forgot she was in 3. That's right. I mean, you're talking to a guy who didn't even get into the original that much, so I'm not the guy.
I loved the original Mummy.
I feel like if I was a little younger when I saw it, I feel like I'd be like everyone else and absolutely love it and have the nostalgia and stuff. But I think I was in like late high school at the time, and I was already like just kind of sick of CG being everywhere and stuff like that. And I did like the movie. I actually went into it sort of saying like, oh, okay, it's meant to be silly. And this is imaginative and fun and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't love it like everyone else. So yeah, I'm not the one to talk to about it. It's better than the Tom Cruise one.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So you've talked endlessly in the past about how the rating system for movies nowadays is a joke. So what's the most insulting use of a rating in any film?
The one that always stands out to me, probably the one I make the most jokes about, is Inside Out. What is in there that qualifies a PG? Like, I don't even think they can say on the thing. It's like threatening imagery, what the hell are you talking about? Anything can be threatening imagery. What is threatening imagery? A clown going, ooh, like that. Like that. Is that a kid crying? Is that it? That is so silly to me. I don't know. Even in Frozen, I mean, which every kid watches, it's like there's a little adult joke they sneak in there once or twice. And it's like, okay, I think that's dumb, but whatever. At least I can see why it's there. Inside Out, I'm like, there is no reason to have that PG at all.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. The second trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beast came during Super Bowl. Do you feel, oh, maybe how do you feel about Pete Davidson's voice for Mirage?
I didn't hear much of it. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, he's not a bad actor or anything. I don't know much about like the Beast Wars transfer. I just know people love it. And it's a cool idea. I love the idea of like Transformers turning into animals and stuff like that. So everyone that likes Beast Wars keeps pointing to the trailer saying like, okay, like this is gonna be good. This is actually gonna be a good one. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll see it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Any plans to bring back Mr. and Mrs. Bum?
Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much, sir. I don't know. It was fun bringing them back for the Garfield Christmas special because Rob really did get COVID, and we shot Malcolm and Tamara stuff early, and I'm like, how do I get around this? I was trying to think, and then I'm like, oh wait, this is actually a pretty funny workaround, and it looked pretty funny, him in the outfit. So I'm sure we'll get him back for something. I'm trying not to force characters in as much as I did in the past. You know, if it feels right to have the characters in there, I'll do it. But yeah, when it feels right, we'll do it then.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Quantum Mania is getting mixed reviews, Doug, which has me worried. Can we expect an untitled review show of it anytime soon?
Oh yeah. It's a shame to hear because it did look like fun. I'm still hoping it'll be good. Maybe I'll be, you know, one of the few that likes it. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll say this: I'm seeing it on IMAX. It looks like a good movie to see on IMAX, so I'm excited for that.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. When reviewing for Pirates Month, please mention the end credit scene, because just like the Marvel movies, mostly they are very important. Trust me.
You know, it's funny. I never knew there's an end credit scene in the first Pirates movie.
Oh, really?
And it does tie into the first one because I was always like, where the fuck that monkey come from? Why is he still a zombie? Why? And they do show that at the end of the first film. So yeah, but then there's one. In one of them, the one that had, was it Penelope Cruz? Was she in it? There's one where she gets like a voodoo doll of Jack, and she's like, "Oh, what I'm gonna do with this?" And it never comes back in the movies. So, yeah, I'll bring them up. I'll definitely mention them.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. The Last of Us Episode 5 ending was one of the most saddest things I've seen on TV in a while. It's amazing how a show that already has an amazing source material to borrow from hits you harder than it should. Fantastic show. I would argue it doesn't hit you harder than it should. It hits you just as hard as it should. It has the right.
Actually, it has just the right amount.
It has the right to gut punch you over and over again. And no spoilers. We're not going to spoil for people who haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's going to be the end of every Last of Us, I think. Everyone is going to be, oh my God, the ending to that episode. Because that's been like 3 episodes so far.
Yeah.
That's had a, my God, that ending. Yeah, and it's funny because, like, it must have really been a while since I played the game because, I was like, yeah, the whole thing with like the kid and the brother and stuff and the people chasing him and stuff, like they're adding so much. And I think both Heather and Rob were like, that was in the game. I'm like, oh, fuck, was it? Like, wow, this really is great to watch then because I just don't remember as much of the game as I thought I did. So yeah, it was a legit surprise to me, the direction it went. And even I went, oh no. I'll say this too, because again, I forgot what happened in the game. I like the solution that Ellie tries doesn't work, because at first I was like, are you really fucking doing that? Oh, you're not. Okay. Because I really was like, if this is a new thing you're adding, you're going to lose some respect from me. And they did do it, so I like that.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. In the thorough review, I was hoping you would mention that the sister was falling in love with the astronaut and he ended up being the brother. Thought you would mention Luke and Leia or the incest Christmas commercial.
You know, missed opportunities. It happens often. The biggest missed opportunity I had, I think, was in Mary Poppins Returns, where we do a parody of the ending of Endgame. And I can't remember what we had. I think I had Tamara's the original Mary Poppins say, like spoonful of whoop ass bitch or something. I can't remember. And somebody put a line that was like, oh, I can't believe I missed that. The remake of Mary Poppins says, I am inevitable. And the original Tamara says, and I'm practically perfect in every way, and kills her. I'm like, that would have been amazing. How could I miss that? Oh, so that's the ultimate missed opportunity, in my opinion. I can't believe I missed that one.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of Clayface's subplot in the Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special?
Gross, but I think that's the idea. Yeah, it was hard to watch, but I like that it was hard to watch, if that makes sense. I think that was the intent.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Out of curiosity, what is it about shrinking stories in movies and TV shows that makes you hate them so much?
I don't know. It's just it's just the world, except you're small. It's like I like seeing new worlds, new imaginative worlds and stuff like that. If you do something like Arrietty, like they have fun with that, like the world they live in, or like the Littles, or you see the world they create, that's fun. Or even like Ant-Man. I like the little world that they're gonna go travel to. That's cool. But if it's just whatever, the kitchen, but you're small. I mean, I get why that's imaginative and stuff, but it doesn't do much for me.
Joel B., thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Intergalactic on Netflix?
Oh, wait,
I have
let me double
not.
check. I might have on Intergalactic, I think. Yes, it is very good. It's one of those where I hate when I see a show, it's really good, and then I kind of forget about it. Then when I see it again, I'm like, yeah, that was a really good show. Fuck. It's like, I wish I, like told more people about it and stuff. It is very good. You probably like it too, Heather. It's just a romance between these two people, but it has like a Into the Spider-Verse style
Cool.
to it, kind of a trippy style. It's very good. And again, it's a very believable romance as well. So yeah, I dug it.
Joel B., thank you for the 100 bits. Which of Homer Simpson's friends is your favorite? Barney, Lenny, Moe, or Carl?
Probably Moe. Yeah, I just like the people that are trying to be good people, but they're always into like sketchy stuff and they can't leave that life.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. I've been waiting to ask this for a while, but I always forget. What do you have against sky portals? Would you prefer them coming from underground, or a wall, or even the ocean?
It's funny. The next movie I'm reviewing has one, not a sky portal, but a sky beam. And I was just like, oh my God, is this where you started? That's so cool. Like old friend, kind of thing. And we just got way too much of them. It was just a classic, It's just easy to make jokes about that because they were just everywhere for a while.
Yeah. Echo Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. Does Puss in Boots 2 dethrone Shrek 2 as your favorite Shrek-related movie?
I don't know. I've gotten that question before. I'm still mulling it over. I need time.
Joel B., thank you for the 100 bits. Are you a fan of Steve Carell? I think he's a great comedian, but honestly, I love him more for his dramatic work.
He can be very good in drama. I agree. He needs a good director and he needs a good script. Because I feel like he's kind of fallen into that Jim Carrey trap where you can tell he's kind of sensing where the camera is and doing the look and the inspiring, just I'm hurt, but I'll get through this, look and voice and tone and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, just be you. You're so much better when you're just you. He's in a really good drama where he plays a therapist who's like kidnapped by this psycho, and he's trying to give him a therapy session and convince him why not to kill him, because he wants to help him, but if the session stops, he dies. So it's like it's very, very well done, and he's great in it. So that kind of stuff, I feel like, and you can tell he's just being him. Mm-hmm. He's not playing to the camera. So I think or like Little Miss Sunshine, the same thing. So yeah, I think when he does that, I think he's very, very good.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. An image was released today from the Joker 2 movie of Joker and Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Yeah, Lady Gaga tweeted it. I heard a rumor they wanted to turn this movie into a musical. Coming from someone who loves musicals, this is a weird idea. Thoughts? I actually love the idea that it's going to be a musical, because I think you could do some really cool, like, descent into madness stuff with musical numbers.
100% agree. Let me put it this way. If it was not this director, not these people, not that, I could see how that could go wrong. And don't get me wrong, it could still go wrong. It could go horrendously wrong. But I put enough trust in them that they would know what to do and they could work out something really good. And that's breathing new life into it. I think bringing Harley Quinn in and adding that element will be really good. God, just imagine, like in Chicago, how she saw everything as a musical. Imagine that with Harley Quinn. She said, I feel like that's smart. I don't know. The more I hear about it, as someone that was like, just leave it as a standalone movie, the more I'm getting excited for this.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think when Harley Quinn said, Shrek 2 isn't as good as the original, but it's more fun in the Valentine's Day special?
Well, she's crazy, so what can you say?
Yeah. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Kiki's Delivery Service, Doug, Siskel and Ebert did a review of it when it came out on VHS. You should check it out. Siskel was surprised when his son was watching it and enjoying it.
Yeah, well, that's how I saw it. I didn't know anything about Studio Ghibli or anything. It came on the Disney Channel. And
oh, really?
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, there's something about certain films when I was younger, you could just kind of tell by the atmosphere and the environment, especially when there's like a quiet moment. That pulled me in a lot more because it's not trying to be liked. It's just existing. And it's inviting you to watch it. It's not trying to get attention. It's just kind of being there. And if you want to watch, fine. If you want to go watch something else, that's fine. And that always pulled me in more. And Kiki did that. And I had no idea what it was about. And I just kept watching. And then Rob came in. He's like, what are you watching? I'm just like, it's about a witch? Or is it? But she delivers bread? He's like, what? I'm like, it's kind of good. And we're like kids, and it's one of those things where I could tell he had like the same reaction. Like it wasn't like talking down to you. It wasn't gimmicky. It was about a kid. I guess it was talking about kid stuff. It was talking about it in a very adult way, in a very imaginative way. So yeah, we fell in love with it quite instantly.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Heather, don't hate me for this, but is there anything in the Bee Movie you actually do like, even as much as you despise it?
Have you even seen it, actually?
I haven't seen all of the Bee Movie. No, I have not. I'm sorry. So, no, there's nothing redeeming because I haven't even seen the whole thing.
I feel bad because I do legit kind of like the movie.
You
I like
poser.
It for I know. And like, oh, that's fine.
Cheater, poser, chat over here. Sorry, go ahead.
I find people that did not grow up with memes, just destroying it to death and stuff like that, find they kind of like it. And I always see this, like, first reactions to watching a Bee Movie and stuff. And when they actually sit down and watch it, they're like, I don't know, it's kind of fun. So I mean, it's hard to say it's like good, like it's a legit good movie, but I had a good time.
Gosh darn it, Hypergirl Jen. According to all laws of cinema, there's no way Heather should be able to have an opinion on Bee Movie.
Oh, someone just said, stone her!
Great. Amazing. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I remember you listed Home Movies as your second favorite TV show years ago. Would you say Bob's Burgers has surpassed it for you?
Man, did I really have it that high? Holy shit. I don't know if it'd be that high now. It would still be on my list. Bob's Burgers would probably be on there, but I mean, if there's anything a lot of shows are showing me, usually you want to wait till the end till you say what your favorite shows are. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see how Bob's Burgers could like screw the ending in a way that would just ruin everything. But famous last words.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Since we're bringing up nostalgia for the Nostalgia Critic, first time I ever saw you was through the crossover with the Angry Video Game Nerd, talking about the Ninja Turtles tour behind the scenes video. My first main NC review was Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, one of my favorite childhood TV shows. How dare. Love you.
Love you right back, and thank you for watching for so long. Yeah, that definitely goes back, man.
Kenson Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you had mentioned before that a video game confessions you had in mind but never got to do was for Kirby. Considering how crazy the stories in those videos get, what was Kirby's story going to lead into?
I think it was something like he was anorexic or something.
Oh
like
no,
that.
Doug!
Yeah, never did get around to it. But I never had like it all planned out. You know, every once in a while I just have like well, this character has this issue or this character's going through this thing, you know, kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's what I had in mind. Hey, buddy.
Thank you for breaking the tension, Chaplain. We needed that. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you seen the miniseries Dopesick? I've watched about half of it, and it's really good. I'll reserve judgment until the end, but it's shaping up to be my favorite Michael Keaton performance.
I know what that is now. No, I remember seeing ads for it and it looked kind of interesting, but I missed it. So okay, that's good to know. I'll try to check it out.
Reptile, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, was wondering if you'll do another Actors Month. I'd love to see a Kurt Russell month.
We talked about it's funny. We talked about doing a Tim Curry month, but I will admit we might have done all the movies we want to talk about him with. Like I was trying to think, and I'm like, man, what's left? I mean, I guess Legend, but the only thing isn't, you know, it's just him. He's like the one thing to talk about. Everything else, it's like, haha, Tom Cruise looks funny, and this is boring. That's like the review, and then Tim Curry's on it. Everything comes to life.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of John Stamos as Etrigan in the Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special? The demon who runs the shop.
Oh, that was
who
John
only
Stamos?
speaks in rhymes.
I didn't know it was John Stamos.
I didn't realize that either.
That's really funny. Well, now I just love it even more. Yeah, no, that really cracked me up.
Y'all, we really appreciate you. Do keep in mind we have 5 minutes left.
Yes.
So we appreciate the bits and we appreciate you, but yeah, we have 5 minutes left. Frost and Hikari Gaming, thank you for the 4-month subscription. Welcome back.
You.
Appreciate that. They said, hello, I exist. Hello.
Good to know.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, would you say the Harley Quinn Valentine special is your favorite episode of the show so far?
I did really like it, but here's the thing: like, I just saw it, so it's like fresh in my memory. I'd have to like let some time go by, but it might be because it's probably the most consistently I remember laughing. Although the one with the villain awards was pretty funny. It might be a toss-up between those two.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. End credit scenes are commonplace now, but what are some end credit scenes from the 80s and 90s you liked most or found out about years later? A couple I found out about were for Adventures in Babysitting and The Great Muppet Caper.
I think at the end of Street Fighter, when they have like M. Bison's hand come up like he's still alive, even though it ends with a, you know, in memory of Raul Julia. And it's like, I don't think they're bringing him back, guys.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever watch the shows Nobody, In Between the Lions, or The Puzzle Place? Oh, Noddy. Sorry, my brain totally misread that. Noddy, Noddy. In Between the Lions or The Puzzle Place?
No, I have not seen any of these. Sorry.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC for It's Kind of a Funny Story.
Boy, that's not ringing the bell. It's kind of a funny story. Never heard of it. I'll try to check it out. I mean, probably not because I don't get recommended much, but we'll see.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your top 3 favorite Alan Arkin performances? P.S. If you leave off Little Miss Sunshine, I have nothing left to say to you. Just kidding. You're awesome.
I mean, I do like that. I like him in Edward Scissorhands. Actually, I like him in The Rocketeer. I thought he was a good, kind of mentor to him. He was pretty funny and everything. So yeah, I guess those.
MC Dexpo, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever considered revisiting old movie reviews, like see if your opinion changed? Also, please bring back Was That Real?
I don't have time to do Was That Real? I'm getting older and they just take a lot of time. But I thought about maybe going back and like the ones that are only like 10 minutes because that was the style back then. Maybe doing like the current style I have now. We talked about it, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right, cool. We've got like 1 or 2 minutes. Oh,
All
never
right.
mind. Just got a bit message. Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bit message of the night. What's something you want to see brought to Disney Plus? I strangely want to see them bring over Welcome to Pooh Corner. That show was quite the fever dream, especially the Stranger Danger episode.
I have seen. I grew up on that show. Yeah. I was delightfully horrified. For me, because they own it now, I feel like Fox's Peter Pan the Pirates. That was like some of the best Peter
Mm.
Pans. Tim Curry is Captain Hook.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that. He's the best Captain Hook there was. So yeah, that'd be the one for. And the animation, a good chunk of the time is beautiful. They had TMS do a lot of the animation. So yeah, that'd be the one for me.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Where would you rank Edward Scissorhands in Tim Burton's filmography?
Pretty high up, at least top 10. Maybe top 5. I saw it again. I really liked it.
Cool. Lord R. Wolfen says, Yo, dudes, what's up? Doug, I know you've never seen Spy Family, but I would love to know your reaction to his reaction to YouTube videos of Anya making faces. She's actually quite an expressive character. Just simply put, Anya makes faces in the YouTube search.
I'll put it in Google search, see what comes up. Those are definitely some unique faces.
Sailor Aaron says they gotta go. Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Oceloti says, Hello, Doug. I recently watched The Secret of Nim for the first time, and I was very impressed by the story, characters, animation, music, atmosphere, and great voice acting, especially the Great Owl. What was your first experience with this movie?
Oh,
Sorry. Did you watch as a kid or did you see it later? I found my copy on DVD in the flea market for £1 or €1. Sorry, it was worth it.
yeah, I grew up with it. It was another one of those where because it was so quiet and so dark, it kind of drew me in more. And I was really fascinated by it. And it's like, it looked like Disney, but I knew it wasn't. I just felt something was different about it, that I couldn't say back then. But yeah, I loved it even back then.
MC Dexpo, thank you for the 100 bits. This is me, good one to end. Oh, no, never mind. No question, just felt like donating. Fucking bubbles!
Fuck yeah, fucking Bubba. Wait, I confused my memes. Fuck.
You did.
Still. Fucking Bubbles!
Frost and Hikari Gaming, thank you for the 200 bits. Hello, Doug. So I decided to go on a Don Bluth marathon. I wanted to watch all of his animated movies. Which would you recommend I start with?
Probably Secret of Nim. Honestly, I think it's a good one to start with. It's one of his earlier ones, too.
All right, cool. That'll be it then. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us here today. We, as usual, super appreciate you being here and wanted to chat with us and asking questions and all that. We wouldn't be here without y'all. We do have content on here 5 days a week. Unfortunately, Tamara will not be on tomorrow, but Doug will be back on Friday and we will be finishing Miles Morales. Gosh darn it, we will. Malcolm will be on in the afternoon. So we do hope to see you on Friday, hanging out and swinging around with Miles Morales Doug. But yeah, have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much, and we'll see y'all later.
Bye-bye! Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.